The government is pushing for a Make in India campaign to replace India as a manufacturing center due to the COVID 19 outbreak, which has caused global supply chain disruption. In a meeting with the Finance Ministry, Krish, a financial advisor to the Indian government, was requested to present how India can compete with China in manufacturing. Before presenting it to the ministry, Krish wants to discuss this topic with Aditi, an economist.
Welcome to Force Edu, a place where all business and supply chain enthusiasts come for a weekly dose of knowledge. If you have not yet subscribed to our channel, you're missing out on value-adding content.
Hello Aditi. As you know, many Indian industries have experienced significant losses due to COVID-19 owing to their reliance on China. As a result, I'd like to have a detailed discussion with you about the steps that the Indian government should take to help these industries lessen their reliance and become self-sufficient.
Sure, I would be happy to help you. The zero priority of the central and the state's governments should be to increase the pace for skilling its labor force and the opening of new specialized SEZ in each state depending on the core competence of their geography.
Okay, as far as I know, we have more than 501 million workers, but only 26.18% are from the industry sector. As for specialized economic zones, SEZ Act was already passed by Parliament in 2005 to help India improve its manufacturing sector.
Yes, however, the current SEZ Act fails to address several issues, including having over 25,000 hectares of unused land in these preferential treatment industrial enclaves, a lack of technology know-how, and flexibility in different kind of land usage patterns across different sectors, multiple models of operations, and domestic sales by SEZs being hampered by full customs duty payment. As a result, it needs to be revised.
Great, you made a valid point. But during my research, I found that Indian manufacturing practices are labor intensive and barring a few industries, most have low productivity due to lack of automation and outdated manufacturing processes.
Right. So, to address these challenges, the government can pick 2,000 businesses with a turnover of Rs 500 crore or more that have the potential to grow and dominate the global market. The government can grant them conditional loans at a 3 to 4% interest rate to push them to invest in technology and equipment to expand their production.
That's a great idea. To make India a global choice as a destination for foreign companies and FDI, we also need to upgrade our 4Ls policy. That is, land, labor, liquidity, and legal efficiency. For example, we already have labor cost 5 times cheaper than China. If power is available at Rs 3 per unit to industries like China, we can attract more companies.
We need to understand that the companies will not only look at low labor and power costs, but also labor laws and land acquisition laws while setting up the manufacturing unit. The land is a state responsibility and labor laws are shared between the center and the states. So, there has to be maximum cooperation between states and the center to amend these laws.
I got your point, Aditi. Thanks. I had a good conversation with you.
My pleasure, and all the best for your presentation, Krish.
As Aditi and Krish pointed out, the government must foster a business-friendly atmosphere by developing indigenous capabilities for India to be self-sufficient. It's high time for our nation to develop a long-term strategy to strengthen its economy and technology capabilities. While we bid adieu, let's see if you can name some sectors on which the Make in India program focuses upon. Let us know in the comment section below.
And you guys out there, thank you for watching this video. To know more, about China's operational strategies and supply chain efficiency. Stay tuned to our channel Force Edu and watch out for our next video.